black woman, she was saying, oh, the beast.
I've got mine.
Okay.
The beast is talking about a system. So what moving people to make all these videos all of a sudden, man, is fear. But when we was chatting about it, people didn't have fear. That shows how people are, man. Even though we're out here prophesying, no one listening until this shit starts happening. That's why it says, let me get the scripture. You know, I believe it's in Michael, let me get it right now. It says this, is it in Hosea?
The power.
No. This. Yeah, guys. Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me. Right. Because in their affliction, when Jake starts feeling the affliction, when they start feeling that fear and that, oh shit, man, I only have a certain amount of time to do my fuckery before they try and make me take that chip. And then all of a sudden, people all of a sudden, they're going to get all scriptorial. They want to get into the scriptures. They're going to start listening to the GMS and the Hebrew Israel. They're going to start considering things that they didn't consider before. They're going to start considering, oh yeah, Judgment Day. They're going to start considering Yahweh Shai. They're going to start considering, oh, I've got to start having faith. Or bringing, you know, when judgment happens, that's when people all of a sudden start getting all religious. They start getting their little crucifix and praying to it. You know, running into the church, going, phoning up their pastor. You know what I'm saying? Getting all spiritual and shit. You know? When affliction comes, man, that's when people start considering the afterlife. They start getting shook of what's gonna happen to me after I die. So all of a sudden they turn to God, man. But we're trying to say there's gonna be a time when we ain't gonna be out here, man, giving you no fucking answers, man. We really don't have to give you no fucking answers now, because when we see motherfuckers jump up all of a sudden, my spirit tells me to say, listen, go to them that sell them and buy, man. Yeah, of course. Okay?
But you know what?
It's only the mercy of the Most High while we're still out here, man.
Right,
mercy.
But you know what though? I don't cut you rocks, lock you. But you know what? That's really gonna happen when the shit really starts to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
That's when that's really gonna happen. They're gonna have to find this thing out for themselves, man.
No.
But as it stands right now, we do have to teach the people and show them what. You know, let them know what the deal is, because we have to know this is our job, so it has to happen. But if we're gonna go into this trip thing, it says
More than
it says the tech company
by
on the
that way.
street. What's up?
They went by looking at us. They made the U-turn somewhere and they came back.
Oh no, they ain't gonna. Go.
Yeah, so it says the tech company offers freaky microchip implants to employees. And by the way, this is not an article that was sent by one of the brothers. This is an article that was sent by my mother now. My old mom sent me this article.
So they're gonna read that part.
Right, so it says a tech company offers freaky microchip implants to employees. Yeah, that's what the article says. This is I think it's an alternative news article. So it says, here's a story straight out of your worst dystopian nightmare. 3 Square Market, a Wisconsin-based vending machine company, announced today it will become the first U.S. company to implant microchips in some of its employees. So this is just one job in Wisconsin that's doing this. So you can imagine all of the different jobs. Yeah, it's no big deal. It's just a drink. Like an old man. On the concrete. That's why this concrete is long. You can't stop this concrete. It's really the earth should just be grass. It should be grass and soil. You shouldn't be standing on the concrete. That's why people got back problems and shit. Anyway, it says, here's a story straight out of your worst dystopian nightmare. 3 Square Market, a Wisconsin-based vending machine company, announced today it becomes the first U.S. company to implant microchips in some of its employees. And we've been, and starting from the apostles, right, on down, Great Millstone to be exact, we've been the main guys talking about this microchip thing, like crazy, for years. Now all of a sudden, everybody's talking about it now. Okay, so what does that prove? That proves that we have to be the prophets. And I've been saying this time and time again, we are the men of the Lord. Because the only thing the men of the Lord are going to meditate on or speak about when they come out in the highways and the byways are other prophecies. And they're coming to pass. Yeah, what's going on?
Good, you're right.
Yeah, man.
You got 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh, okay, I thought you said 2 minutes.
What's going on?
No, really, just teaching the Bible. You know, right now we're going into prophecy, etc. So is anything wrong with the call?
Sorry?
Is anything going wrong?
Well, basically we've had one call saying that someone's been offended by what's happened. They've not given us any details, they've not said what you were saying. I've never dealt with you guys before, you've got 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah. we've been teaching out here. I've been out here for a year. And certain other brothers came in like, 8 months, 9 months, so to speak. But what we're doing is, if we say to people all the time, look, if you don't agree with what we're saying, then you can have a nice day. You can be on your way. But we're not trying to harass people.
Well, no, to be fair, we've only had one call.
Okay.
We only had one call, so there's no grave issue, okay? Although I have chucked 12 tribes of Israel through Google,
Okay.
and I understand there's been some problems in the past about some of you guys. Well, not you personally, but okay. So as long as there's none of that going on today, and no one's going to get offended by what's happening or that kind of stuff, and it's all above board, then as far as we're concerned, there shouldn't be any issue. We've only had one call about it, so there's only one person out of all the God knows how many people that walk that car.
Yeah. And plus, we're professional. Sometimes it do get heated, but there's times, there's times where we know how to kind of like handle the situation, because we can tell people get angry, so we won't go there with it like that.
Why the guy?
Well, really, bro, it's because you got some people. They have their little point. They have their point, and they want us to be with their point.
The
and stuff
Bible is
like that.
offensive to you.
They automatically think that we're Muslims and shit. We're not Muslims.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
They think, oh yeah, we're terrorists and shit like that. We've got people, because we got beards on our face and shit like that. They'll tell us to go back to our own country, go back to the
As I
desert.
said, literally my sole knowledge is that just what I chucked in Google just pouring hate here, and about some issues about homophobic stuff being said and all that kind of. There's none of that going on today.
No.
We're talking about the microchip.
You seem like nice guys. We're leaving to it at the moment.
Okay.
So let's go get more calls and all that. Any issues.
Okay.
I think that'll be pretty much it. We'll make some comments and we'll leave it to it.
Okay, that's okay. So basically this whole microchip thing, you've been talking about this for years, man. It's been we've been doing this for a long time. Now it seems like everybody and their grandmother's talking about the microchip now. Okay, so that's showing you right there that we have to be the prophets of the Lord. Okay, because there's no other camp doing it. Okay, you got so many camps out there. You got the ISUPK, you got the IUIC, all of these different camps. They don't really touch on the prophecies. They don't go into these things. Matter of fact, they will tell you that the mark of the beast is referring to Christianity. That's what they'll tell you. But when this thing literally comes in effect, man, them guys in them other camps, they're gonna realize, they're gonna be thinking about something, and they're gonna realize, oh shit. Maybe what we need to do is we need to take this thing seriously. Now things are gonna get serious now.
The fact you said that is, and the one that said earlier on, this is the Sanskrit alien.
Yeah.
I went on Apostle Taha's videos on the chip. The video before that was 4 days ago. The one that before the microphone was 600 views.
Right.
And then the ones that just recently posted 2 days ago, it's got over 1,000 views already.
You see that?
But see, what's up? What?
See, you see that? That's just a normal lesson you did. You slept patrol.
5 days ago. That ain't getting nothing.
That's not barely. And then this video, now look at it. You just posting up the video, the mark of the face, 1,000 views over. 2 days ago, 800 views.
It's done.
900 views. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is. There it is.
These are 1 day ago, they've already got 400 views.
See what I'm saying?
So people get shook up when they hear the mark of the beast because they know GMS that talks about it easy. They come and find out the information. And it's a whole lot of all those other companies. It's a whole lot of all those other companies.
What's the
But you know what though, brothers, we gotta stay in order, man. You know what I mean? It's cool to talk about it, but we gotta stay in order. Now, like what you were saying, brother, you was bringing out the article. You was bringing out the video on how the apostle did a video, and he did one video, and one of them got 4,000 views in the other ones. So that means that people are waking up to this thing. That's what that means. That means that people are waking up to the idea of the microchip being the mark of the beast. They may not know that idea yet, but it's gonna get down to it. It's gonna get down to it eventually. So this is from the tech company. It says the workers have the chips implanted in their hands. be able to use them to scan and open doors, make purchases in the break room. Let's go all the way down. Logins to computers and use the copy machine. So that's going to be the way of life right there. If you got something, bring it out. Any good. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, get Revelations 13 then. Revelations 13.
Revelation 13 and 6.
I tell you what, I was gonna say read the whole thing because there's a lot of points on that. But I'll finish this point. I'll finish the article first. Yeah, come. So it says, the implanted chip is about the size of a grain of rice and is inserted between the thumb and forefinger under the skin. Each one costs about $300 to purchase, and company says it will cover the cost of the device and implanting procedure. Three Square Market assured the public in a statement that the program is optional for all employees. Okay, so they're already making it optional now. All right, because in order for you to work for this particular company, you have to get a microchip. All right, but it's going to be all throughout the 50 states. Matter of fact, it's going to be worldwide, baby. All right, that microchip technology that we've been talking about throughout the years that people laugh and scoff at. Oh, why do you think they're gonna get? Why do you think they're gonna implant a chip when they can just scan your eye and scan your fingers and all of that? And that might be the case. They may not need to put the microchip in, but they're gonna do it anyway. Why? Because the Lord said they're gonna do it. The Lord set them up to make this technology to fulfill prophecy. Right? So if they was to, because they have the technology to negate the chip, they didn't have to bring it out, but they're bringing it out. Why? Because fulfillment of prophecy. So what's going to happen is everybody on the shores of this earth would have to get a microchip. Now it's going to be mandated, especially on the Western Hemisphere first. Okay? Because America, they just started with one state in Wisconsin. One company. Before you know it, that one company is going to turn into 25 companies. This thing is going to go exponentially. Like I said, one company, and it's going to be 25 other companies, 25, 100 companies. And they're going to all agree with this idea of having people being shipped. Okay? And then before you know it, it's going to be worldwide, baby. So it says, and it expects about 50 people to participate in the program. It also insists that chip cannot be used for GPS tracking and the data exchange between the chip readers and equipment. But they're saying it cannot be used for GPS tracking, which they're not going to come up with. They're not going to say that. All right, because if they say that it's a tracking device, that's going to stop people from actually getting the microchip. So they have to say that, but it is a tracking device. Why you think you can track? Why you think when you get an animal down here in England, you have to go, for example, when you have an animal, you hear what I'm saying. When you have an animal, like a dog or a cat or whatever, guess what? Before you actually own that cat or that dog, you gotta get a chip. Okay, so when the dog gets lost, how you able to track the dog down if it gets lost? By GPS tracking system, because the chip has the GPS tracking system in it. Okay, so if it has the GPS tracking system in it, then guess what? People can be tracked. The government can track people. Okay, whatever government the people are under, they can track. Alright? So it says, the RFID, which RFID stands for radio frequency identification chip, it says sought for radio frequency identification. The company is using is made Biohacks International, a Swedish company, right? Can't forget about the Swedish company. There's a company in Sweden that's got that whole thing down as well. They got a company over there where in order for you to open certain doors, okay, reach a certain vending machines to get some snacks or whatever, you gotta get a microchip. Even a club in Spain, you got a club called the Baja Club in Spain. In order for you to get into this club, this exclusive club, you gotta get a microchip. So they're gradually bringing this technology in full effect. Because you can't just smack people in the face with this identifying object, this radio frequency identification chip, you can't do that. You gotta use gradualism. It's a technique and skill called gradualism. Okay, so it says, the company is using its made by Bioax International, a Swedish company specializing in biotechnology. The chip uses electromagnetic fields to identify tags attached to objects similar to the near-field communication technology used in mobile payments in public transit systems, passports, and gold animal identification. Okay? Because even when you look at your passport, the passport has a special chip inside of it too. Your phone has a chip inside of it to identify who this person is. Okay? So it says, this is another article now, and that goes into the same thing. But the thing about the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, now concerning the microchip technology, what you also got as well is within the microchip, they can store all of your information about who you really are. Okay? Nanotechnology. Alright? You know, this nanotechnology can be used to store all of your data, your medical history, okay, the criminal history, whatever history you got of what sort, that can be stored inside your chip. Okay? That's what they want to do. They want to put chips inside people, and that's going to be the ultimate goal. Aaron Russo made a statement exposing the fact that Jay Rockefeller, forgot his name, man. It wasn't Jay Rockefeller, but it was one of the Rockefellers he met. Nick Rockefeller. I stand correct. Nick Rockefeller. This is by the words of Aaron Russo. Now, Aaron Russo exposed the fact that Nick Rockefeller wanted. And this was his entire goal. His goal was to pretty much ship all the people of the world. I'm roughly paraphrasing. But Aaron Russo exposed the fact that Nick, or the Rockefeller, should I say, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, what their main goal and purpose is to do is to have people shipped. Okay? And not too many days around town, he was put to death. Okay? So that's showing you right there. That's the key thing. That's the main agenda. Is to start these cyber attacks. To say, look, if you don't put a chip on, then we can't. How we gonna know you're a terrorist? Or if you do combat against it, you're a terrorist. Okay. So with this chip being institutionalized, okay, or should I say initialized? That's I use the wrong word. Initialized. Then they can stop everything. They can stop all of the problems of what's going on right now. Like, for example, pre-crime, etc. So if you got a precept, bring it on out. Revelations 13.
Verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right, to receive a mark in their forehead and their right hand. Okay, the right hand and their forehead, excuse me. So that technology